A shocking and record-breaking 23 people have already died in immigration detention just this year under the Trump administration. Not only is ICE not reporting these deaths as they are legally required to, they also seem to be flat out lying about these cases. Chao Fang Gay died in ICE custody on August 5th. According to ICE, he died by suicide. But according to his attorney, he was found with his hands and feet tied. Both of these things cannot be true. We are here today to say enough.
When he was again confronted with the transcript of his own statements on the Signal chat, Hegseth now claims that he had secretly and privately, somehow magically declassified all that information that he revealed, so that he hadn't technically disclosed classified information, which is absurd.
But with an administration that has shown a complete disregard for worker protections, from undercutting the Employee Benefits Security Administration to trying to eliminate the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau altogether, how can we call workers who are using what little resources and recourse they have left to address valid complaints about excessive fees or questionable pension investments frivolous?
For people of a certain age, when we got the Sears catalog as a kid, and then we would like page through it as little kids with our parents, we'd like turn over the corners of the pages that like of the toys that we wanted, and then mom or dad would somehow there'd be communication so that these things would show up. And
this is part of a bigger trend from the administration where the president has been very vocal that he doesn't really believe that the federal government should be paying when natural disasters happen in the states.
How are families supposed to afford this? How is James supposed to keep his family healthy and pay the rent, utilities, groceries? Costs are...
Moms filled with anxiety that they will not be able to treat their child's disease. People worrying that they're cancer survivors, unable to continue those life-saving check-ins that they need to make sure they remain cancer-free. People afraid they're not going to be able to manage their diabetes.
So you don't see it. You see people of color, people from south of the border, people from these 18 countries that are being discriminated against with this policy that he's implementing. And the American public, a good many people, not all, have bought into the notion that if you're from a foreign country, you're likely to be a criminal. You're likely to hurt me.
Healthcare is not a luxury. Healthcare is a basic right, and the fact that you're having to accommodate increasing costs on a budget that should be able to afford the basic needs and even some small luxuries, as you said, is absolutely a failure of government to do what it needs to protect you. And
I have big questions about whether or not it was justified. I'm not willing to say, yeah, that was unjustified, this is a war crime, but what I will tell you is this demands much more investigation, much more transparency to get those answers, to get greater clarity on what the rules of engagement were and how they applied in this particular circumstance. This
country is treating it like the threat that it is. And there have been, around a dozen or so attacks. There have been very pointed, very targeted hits of established drug traffickers. And I look forward to the administration coming forward and showing Congress, either in a classified setting or in a more public setting, how they're determining who is a drug trafficker and who is not.
We should not extend these credits the way they are. Again, over 6 million people, and this is Congressional Budget Office, says 6 million people are on those programs who shouldn't be on those programs because you've made it so attractive for fraud, waste, and abuse.
But the word affordability is a Democrat scam. They say it, and then they go into the next subject, and everyone thinks, oh, they had lower prices. No.
Affordability is a Democrat scam. Democrat scam.
Where are they on the, Social Security recipients that had all of their data, the data of 300 million people?